get started on the do now. It is, what is a detail and what does it tell us about the main idea? Remember, the main idea is the most important part of the text. So you guys are going to answer this question in the chat. Leslie and Renaya have already completed the do now. You guys are going to work for 15 minutes on the student application, and then we'll do a main idea review in Kahoot just before your quiz on Friday, and then we will start reading lesson 1.4. All right, so go ahead and get logged on to the student application. Okay, thumbs up when you are there. All right, you guys, you need to have your videos on, and Marcus, you need to check your chat. I just sent you a message real quick. Main idea and details review before you guys have a Kahoot. Remember, there's going to be a quiz on Friday. All right, so you guys should already know that the main idea is the most important part of a text. It's what the author wants you to understand the most, okay? And some things that we look for, we look at the titles and the headings. We look at pictures. All of those give us information about what, or they hint to what the main idea is about. You can look in the first paragraph of that passage. You can look for words that are used repeatedly, and you can just ask yourself, what is this story telling me? Now, the Kahoot that we're going to look at today is specifically going to look at supporting details. So details help support the main idea. Okay, Marcus? So when I ask you this on Friday, you need to be able to tell me that details support the main idea. You should probably write it down so that you can come back to this. Details tell us how, what, when, where, why, how much, and how many. Okay, so if we are reading an article, in our school newspaper that's talking about school reopening and kids are going to be able to go back to school, they'll have a title that kind of that gives us a hint or a clue about what it's going to be about. But the details in the actual article are going to tell us, when will we be able to go back to school? What are the procedures when we get here? How many people can be in the room? Things like that. So that's kind of like the meat of the passage, the details. They tell us more, they explain, they describe. All right, so you guys will have get some practice on the Kahoot. I'm going to pull it up. Make sure you put your first and last name so that I can give you full credit for it. I have multiple students with the same name, so just to be on the safe side, just put your first and last name. All right, so which answer gives you the most support? I'm afraid of the dark. Choose a supporting detail. Which answer best supports the sentence and the picture? So I'm going to read the vocabulary word. The meaning is already filled out. So we're going to go over this, and then I'll give you guys some additional examples for you to check your understanding. So remember, I'm going to say the word. You're going to repeat after me, and then we'll go over the meaning and the example. So the first word is distribute. Remember, you're going to repeat the word distribute. If your camera is off, that means I can't see you. You need to turn it on. Distribute. If I can't see your face, how do I know that you're repeating the word? I'm not going to know. So you guys, please position yourself so that I can see you. The word is distribute. Distributes. It is a verb and it means to give items to other people. How should your school distribute important information to students' families? Renaya, can you read the example?
How should your school distribute important information to students?
I've already read the question.
I'm about to read it.
Can you hear me?
You lagging. I can't hear you.
It's lagging.
I said I've already read the question. I just wanted you to read the example. So starting with our school, that's what I wanted you to read. So try that again.
Our school should distribute information to students' families by.
Okay, fill in the blank. How should the school distribute information?
By teaching us.
Yeah, but like think about like information that's for your parents and stuff. How should they distribute that information? Anybody can answer this. How do you guys think they should distribute the information that is for your families? Because it says, how should your school distribute important information to students' families? So we're not talking about school. We're not talking about like being in school and doing schoolwork. If there is an announcement that your parents should know about, how should the school distribute that information? What do they do now? What is this? Emailing,
Calling.
calling. All right, another example for distribute is I always enjoy watching sports directors distribute trophies to winners at a sports tournament. Okay, and here's another question. What is something that someone might distribute at a party? What is something that someone might distribute at a party?
Food.
Okay, so one thing someone might distribute is food. What else?
Presents.
Good, presents. All right, the next word.
Cake.
Oh, cake, good, that's a good one. Cake, presents, food, probably something to drink. All right, the next word, remember you're gonna repeat after me, is opposition. Opposition. How many syllables does opposition have?
3.
Opposition, not 3, 4. Okay, and if you can see the dots separate. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 syllables. The meaning of opposition is a feeling of strong disagreement towards something. Example, when have you shown opposition to a friend or relative? Dewan, go ahead and read my example.
I experienced opposition to my brother because he or she wanted me to. I can't see that. What did I say?
Disobey.
Disobey my parents. And I didn't think that was right.
Okay, so I expressed opposition to my brother because he wanted me to disobey my parents and I didn't think it was right. Is this written on your slides? Are these definitions written?
Yes.
Cool. So another example for the word opposition. If someone tries to turn our local park into a parking lot, there might be some opposition from the neighbors. All right. So let's move on to the reading. So this is Kez in this picture. And in this picture in the back, I want you guys to tell me, what do you notice about who's in the picture, what they look like, look at their facial expressions. What do you guys notice in the picture? You have to look at the picture to notice something. What do you see?
People.
Okay, be more specific, please.
Kids.
30 people.
Okay, we have kids in the picture. Look at their facial expressions. Do they look happy, sad, worried, miserable? Let's start responding in complete sentences, please. As 8th graders, you guys should be able to respond in a complete sentence. The children in the picture look. So what are their facial expressions?
The children in the picture look sad.
Good, thank you.
They look,
Complete sentence, please.
the children in the picture looks hungry.
You said they look homeless?
Yeah.
So just by the picture, we can kind of get a gist, or we can kind of get some clues about what we're going to read about. Also, the title is called Street Smart, so we can make an inference that we're going to be reading about kids that live on the street just by the picture and the title. So that's why it's important to don't ever skip this part. Always look at the picture, see what you notice, things like that. That's going to help you determine what the main idea is. All right, so what I'm gonna do really quickly, we have about 10 minutes left. I'm gonna read through this and we'll just wrap it up. For those of you who came in late, you guys are gonna have to stay after I finish reading this to complete some more time on the software. All right, so your task right now is to follow along with me as I'm reading. And then when we come back to this on Friday, we'll fill out the key idea on page 37. All right, Street Smarts by David Stack. A Filipino teen becomes a voice for homeless kids in Manila and wins a major award for his work. Chris Kez Valdez knows what it's like to be homeless. Kez ran away from his abusive family at age 4. He slept in a dump in Cavite City in the Philippines. Make sure you're on mute. When he was 7, Kez was rescued. A social worker rescued Kez after he fell into a pile of burning tires, badly burning his arm. Kez now has a home and an adoptive family. He lives with the social worker who rescued him, and he's helping kids still stuck on the streets where he used to live. By age 8, he founded Championing Community Children. This group distributes clothing and toiletries to thousands of homeless kids in Cavite City. Before we move on to 37, let's look at these 2 additional vocabulary words we have. Marcus, read social worker. Read the definition for social worker. It's at the bottom of the page.
Someone trying to help people meet their needs.
Okay, Leslie, read the definition for toiletries.
Okay. Items such as soap and toothpaste.
Good. All right, moving on to 37. Paragraph 3. Thanks to his passion and hard work, Kez now has something else. He won the 2012 International Children's Peace Prize, which includes a $130,000 award. The honor is given every year to a young person who works for children's rights. A Nobel Peace Prize winner presents the award. Archbishop Desmond Tutu presented Kez with the prize in a ceremony in the Netherlands. Tutu won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1984 for his opposition to apartheid, a system of inequality and racial segregation in South Africa. He called the young winner a new voice for the voiceless. All right, and the word segregation is another vocabulary word in here. And it means a policy of keeping, I can't really see because my toolbar keeps popping up. Excuse me, a policy of keeping people of different races, sexes, or religions separate. All right, here's another picture to give us some reference about where Kez is from. He's from the Philippines, and the capital is Manila, which is where he's from. And you guys can see it's an island off of Asia, if you guys didn't know where the Philippines were. And this is another picture. It goes with the picture that we looked at before. You can just notice the area, notice the environment that he lives in, or that he grew up in and he ran away from. So you can kind of understand why he might want to help the children because they are living in these conditions. All right. So like I said, we will come back and finish the rest of the activities for this informational text. On Friday, you guys also have a main idea and details quiz. It'll be basically, you're just gonna have to fill out the PowerPoint. So make sure you guys are studying that PowerPoint. You should know what a main idea is, but it never hurts to study a little bit more. All right, so Renaya, did you get your 15 minutes in? I know that you weren't when we started, so you probably need some more time. So Leslie, I know you got yours in. Marcus, you were on time. So Leslie, no, I'm sorry. Ivana, Renaya, and Dewan, you guys are gonna stay for a few minutes to finish up that student application time. So Marcus and Leslie, you guys are dismissed. Don't forget about Friday. There will be a quiz. All right, have a good day. So Ivana, I think you came in last, so you're probably gonna be on here longer. Renaya, just wait for probably about 6 or 7 more minutes. So till about 12:50. Are you on there now? Are you logged on?
I logged on for a minute, but then I got off.
All right, so get back on there. Everyone get back on so that you guys can complete that time on there.